Out of the dozens of cases I've tried over the past few weeks, the Dbrand Grip Case has a lot to offer and in some ways actually improves my experience with the Pixel Fold, which is why I'm even making a dedicated review on this case in the first place. There are some downfalls as well that we will get into, but getting right into it, I wanted to start this review off with the features that actually enhance the foldable aspect of this device, starting with the kickstand built into the hinge protection mechanism. I'm pretty sure this is the first ever kickstand that Dbrand shipped with a product like this, and ultimately I think it's for the people that want to use that inner display as often as possible. Having a built-in kickstand so convenient because I can pop it open at any time and use the full inner display without having to actually hold the device, whether you need it in portrait or landscape mode. With that kickstand, I find myself opening the inner display more frequently to watch videos or play games. Sometimes I just keep it unfolded for hours at a time, even when not in use, just to react to notifications or just keep an eye on that always-on display. This case also enhances tabletop mode as well. Without a case, you can only flex the display about halfway before the phone starts to tip over, but with the Dbrand Grip Case, you can extend the display as far back as you want while staying stable, which I find to be a smart, useful feature. Let's touch on customization and materials real quick before we get into the actual protection part. Dbrand's known for their vinyl wraps with a wide range of colors and designs to get that custom feel you really want. I went with the new robot camo skin, Warzone, and my personal favorite, which is leather, but honestly, this just comes to personal preference. Leather is my tried and true favorite skin because it wears nicely over time. To give you some perspective, this is what leather looks like after 2 years. This is what leather looks like after 1 year, and this is what a brand new, freshly applied leather skin looks for those who wanted to know what to expect. The robot camo is what I've been using for some time now. There's some kind of coating on it that prevents stains, and it seems very sweat resistant. The Warzone skin is also pretty nice. It also comes from the premium selection that will cost you an extra 20 bucks. Other than looking unique, there's no huge benefits, which is something to keep in mind. When it comes to applying the skin, it's very easy and honestly super straightforward. If I were you, I would watch the install video just for a quick refresher, but on a surface level perspective, you just fit the skin within the outline and use a hairdryer to seal the adhesive. It really is very simple, but I do wish Dbrand included an option to have it come factory installed, even if there was an upcharge, because I'm sure some people would go for it just to save themselves the hassle. With all that out of the way, let's finally touch on protection and the design in general. As expected, the Grip Case provides heavy-duty OtterBox style protection, which you can certainly notice as soon as you pop this case on. Compared to all the other cases I've tried, the Grip Case turns your phone into a literal brick. The rubber around the frame of the phone is super thick. The lip around the cover display is raised pretty aggressively to the point where it can be pretty difficult to initiate gesture navigations. And of course, that hinge protection adds so much horizontal thickness, I can understand if it's a turnoff for some people. Obviously, on the bright side, this case will certainly withstand the most intense drops. Even on pavement or concrete, it's gonna have no effect on this guy. But like I said, the bulkiness can push some people away that wanted something more ergonomic. If you can get past the bulk, it does have a nice feel in the hand. Around the frame of the case, we get this grip tape-like rubber material, extruded textured volume buttons that do have a satisfying click to them, and a comfortable little indent for the power button that feels natural to interact with. When using the phone unfolded, the rubber materials act like an extension of the bezels, which adds to the overall stability when you use the inner display. Cutouts for the mic and speakers are very clear, and the cutout for the charging port is wide enough to support all my third-party cables, which is a huge issue that I find in the case world, so I'm glad to see it's looking good here. Moving on, we can finally get into the likes and the dislikes. In this section, I wanted to start with the dislikes first because there's a few on my mind that you should know about. Some of these might seem nitpicky, and if so, don't worry about it, but this is for those who want to know everything that they should. The first major dislike is how annoying it is to exercise with this case on. It's hard to explain, but when wearing athletic gym shorts, for example, it's infuriating because the rubber material catches on everything, and it can literally pull your whole pocket out. Not to mention, this phone is heavy, and the case just makes it even more weighty, so I find that with wearing gym shorts, the phone loosely swings around and it just doesn't feel comfortable. That, plus the bulkiness, makes it hard to take in and out of your pocket. So if you're working out and want to change your song or respond to a text or use your phone in any capacity, it's simply too annoying to fidget with, to the point where it's easier and less stressful for me to actually carry a backpack and use the backpack pockets instead. That's how annoying it is, just saying. The second dislike I have is with the size of the lip around the cover screen. From a protection perspective, it's fine and it's exactly what we need, but I find it takes a while to get used to using gestures with how far the lip sticks out. In my use case, it typically impedes the back gestures. After a while, you can get used to it, but I would be lying if I said that there wasn't a learning curve to that. And lastly, another dislike that I had was with the hinge protection. I do like having that hinge protection for the extra safety, but because of that added bulk, the device will never lay flat on a table when you have it unfolded. Personally, I don't mind, but I know for some that's an absolute deal breaker. As for the things I like about this case, I'm gonna go through these kind of quick since I went over many of these in the beginning of the video. One is the kickstand for the added flexibility and convenience. For foldables, I find that having the kickstand is almost a must-have to get the most out of it. 2 is the extra stability in tabletop mode, plus the wider angles that you have access to now. This just overall just makes it feel more convenient. 3 is the beefy, heavy-duty protection. I know the Fold is expensive and insurance for the Fold is also expensive, so at least having quality protection will give you some sort of peace of mind. 4th, and my final like, would be the classic customization options with the skins. All of that together is what makes the Dbrand Grip Case a good choice for me. As I said earlier, the biggest thing you should worry about is the extra bulk that might ruin the experience for some of you, especially if you appreciate slimmer cases. Overall though, it's a pretty great case. I see myself using this in a rotation of thinner cases for days when I don't need the extra bulk, but let me know in the comments if you think that this case is worth it, given some of the weird things going on. I would love to see what you have to say, especially since we have quite some time until they ship. I believe it's August for a lot of people out there, so either way, I hope this video helped. I'm gonna get out of here so that I can work on the next one. This has been Jordan Floyd with 9to5 Google. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.